Antwoord North American Tour.
What's up everyone, it's Edwin and welcome back to the season finale of the Antwoord series. I'll be coming back to the series in about 2 months with a lot more information because there is just that much information. I did not expect the series to last that long. But anyways, this episode is going to be going over Antwoord canceling their American tour, the reasons for them doing so, the fan reaction, as well as some other updates to the series.
Edwins tour in North America? September? Are you sure?
In late April, Antwoord announced the House of Zef tour, which would include 18 stops in the United States beginning on September 9th. On August 19th, EDM.com reported that 2 festivals that were a part of the tour had dropped Antwoord after the Adelaide video. The very next day, a 3rd festival announced that the group was also dropped from their festival as well, and Ninja promptly addressed the Adelaide video but made no mentions of the festival drops, leaving fans confused and assuming that it was all indeed due to the controversial video in Adelaide. Now fast forward to August 29th through early September, fans began receiving emails notifying them that their concert was cancelled and other fans receiving emails indicating that their concert was rescheduled to a later date in 2020.
This is a personal message to all our people in the USA, in the overseas.
On that same weekend, fans discovered a video that had been embedded on the band's website under the tour section, which explained the cancellation and rescheduling of the tour.
We're busy with so much fucking shit at the moment. The new Antwoord album, all the music videos for the new Antwoord album, a documentary we're making with Roger Ballin, fucking feature film we've been working on for fuck long and we're about to finish up now, and the soundtrack to the feature film, The Big Five, is coming. It's dropping in January 2020. But
the video starts off with Ninja explaining how busy they have been with a multitude of projects they've been working on. He also announces that the new album would be dropping in January of 2020, and I gotta say, this has got to be the most unenthusiastic way to announce when a new album is dropping.
Now our people booked this tour for us in America before then, and we're like, ugh.
September. America! Yeah! Antwoord come to save the motherfucking day! Yeah!
Accountability is not a concept this group seems to be too familiar with, huh?
Nope.
Their people booked a tour before the launch of the new album, sure, it happens often, but this was done all the way back in April. And so because the album isn't ready, you can't tour in America? Because they didn't cancel any of the concerts or festivals overseas, just the 18 shows in America.
We wanted all this new shit that we fucking working on. We wanted to drop that shit live, and we wanted the American tour to be the first time in the world anyone ever hears this shit. So we asked our people, can we please move that shit up so that the tour is in spring?
I don't know, it seems a bit suspicious to me considering all the context and everything we've heard about the group recently. I mean, even in the case that this scenario is 100% truthful, why would you cancel a tour less than 10 days before the first show? And why only have this video up on your website for people to find if they happen to click on the tour tab? There was never any tweets, any Facebook posts, or any sort of formal announcements. And you want to know the worst part? This video was actually uploaded onto YouTube on August 9th.
What?
So they've known that this tour wasn't happening for at least a month since the first scheduled concert, yet they didn't bother letting the fans know.
Oof.
Now, even though the video was uploaded on August 9th, the reason nobody knew about it is because the video is unlisted, meaning you can't find it on YouTube unless you have the actual link, which of course only Antwoord had the link since they uploaded it and decided to unlist it, and did not share it until 3 weeks after posting the video to YouTube. But why keep it hidden for so long? If they knew that the tour wasn't happening so early on, why not let the fans know instead of leading them on to think that they were actually gonna see them live? I mean, even now, why isn't the video public? Because I assume that the amount of views that the video has is probably less than the amount of people that would have shown up to their 18 concerts in America. I took a screenshot on September 2nd and the video had under 2,000 views, 7 days before the show in Colorado, and most of the audience likely had no clue why their show had been canceled. And you know, I'm willing to bet that there are some fans finding out the reasons why their show was canceled through this video. So, you're welcome, Antwoord.
January, all that shit drops, and that the American tour is the first motherfuckers to hear that shit. But wait, there's more.
I can't get over how they're trying to hype up their new material while simultaneously sounding so unmotivated. And thank goodness for the second camera angle, keeping the video exciting. But you'd think that with 2 cameras, they'd be able to upload the video in higher quality. Okay, maybe I'm nitpicking. I don't know.
But wait, there's more. For the House of Zef tour in spring 2020, we wanted to do a special VIP package that is as follows. We thought it would be fucking dope, obviously get in fucking early.
It's a bummer the tour was cancelled, but us Americans get to hear your new music before anyone else, and a special VIP package we can buy? Shut up and take my money. It's $6 and €5.
You have to dress in black.
Yeah.
So when someone pays hundreds of dollars for your VIP package, they have to dress in black, otherwise they don't get the perks? I mean, don't get it twisted. I wouldn't test it. I'll get a black shirt. Is it okay if it says corn on it?
You get a special dope fucking black ninja hoodie, exclusive, some shams, some fucking weed, the whole fucking thing.
You're telling me if we purchase your VIP package, we get some champagne, a special hoodie, and we get to get high? I never heard of that kind of VIP package. Sign me up. No sarcasm, like that actually sounds impressive.
We also make a VIP mosh pit up front because for Enter the Ninja, when we do the fucking last track, all the whole VIP posse comes onto stage with us.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me pause real quick to make sure I understand. Are we gonna get all this VIP treatment on our own, or do we get to like do it with you guys? You know, do we get to smoke with you guys, or is it just gonna be a bunch of fans together, right? And does it happen before the show or after the show? Because I want to know if I'm gonna be high as hell during Enter the Ninja, like hi.
And fucking bust Enter the Ninja and come with us live, bands live with us. I think that's like kind of a little bit different.
I'm still imagining all the fans on stage blazed out of their minds. That would definitely be different and hilarious. Yes, please, let's go with that.
So that's that Yolandi thing.
Fucking sorry guys.
Yo, fuck.
Yolandi, you got anything to say? We're sorry, guys. Oh, right, almost forgot to say. Fuck. Are you gonna say sorry? Yolandi, do I ever say sorry?
Don't worry, you won't be sorry for long.
Don't worry, you won't be sorry for long? Why would the fans be sorry? You're the ones that canceled the tour on them. I guess maybe they're sorry they ended up buying the plane tickets and hotel accommodations to see you guys, right? Now, believe it or not, they did not disable the comments on this specific unlisted video, and you can see just how mad some of the fans are. You guys have no respect for your fans, and I have lost all of my respect for you. This is the second time in 2 tours you have canceled our show 1 week before the date. Now you reschedule our weekend show to a freaking Wednesday in 2020? People have lives, people get hotels, people make plans. You make this dumb video with multiple camera angles trying to be cool, telling your fans that you are too busy for them? We don't freaking believe you. Don't make tours if you can't keep them. You lost a fan today. Guys, I'm gonna cry. My September is screwed. Sad face emoji. Skull. I am so livid right now. I've been planning this trip to Colorado for 4 months, 4 non-refundable airline tickets, over $1,000 already paid in Airbnb reservations, the 3 babysitters I had to hire for this single mom to even think about going on a trip out of town, and used up all my vacation time plus 3 days given to me by coworkers to go see the Antwoord live in concert for the first time and kick off their US tour. Now you're saying that 10 days before concert and a week before I leave on the only vacation I have had in 8 years, you have postponed the show? This hurts your fans. Your real fans. You know, the ones that were waiting the second tickets went on sale to try and get the best seats they could afford. You casually just postponed for 8 months because you want the new music you putting out there to be played at a concert? First of all, BS, lie. And second, I don't want the concert to be a bunch of new music. I want my favorite songs played. I am beyond disappointed. Not sure I can emotionally or financially come back from this. Why would you wait 5 days until the first show to decide all of a sudden that you have too much going on right now to do the tour? The show was a big deal for us, and then less than 1 week you guys reschedule until next year with that excuse? No offense, but that's kind of weak, and I'm super disappointed in you guys. So obviously some fans are finding out about the news a bit later than others, and a lot of them seem disappointed, which understandably so, because if this were my favorite band, even if they were coming to my city and I got good tickets way in advance, I wouldn't be mad. And I can't even imagine how angry I would be if me and a friend made plans to go see our favorite band to a different state and the band canceled just over a week before they were supposed to play. Because again, the Antwoord were only touring in 18 different cities, so a lot of people did have to buy tickets to a different state if they wanted to see them. Ugh. And the way that Ninja and Yolandi are making it up to the fans sounds more like a marketing strategy to me. I mean, it was all basically a promotion. They're saying, hey, by the way, we're gonna have a VIP package. You know, we didn't have one on this tour that we just canceled, but this VIP package is gonna be awesome. You get to come on stage, we're gonna give you a hoodie, we're gonna give you champagne, you get to smoke. When you get to meet us, I don't know, we didn't say, so it could be up in the air. We haven't had meet and greets in literally years. But how cool would it be to come on stage with us during Enter the Ninja? Come on, you know you want to cough up the few $100s. I personally don't believe them, but here's the thing, even if you believe them, that means you're willing to accept that these people can't take accountability for their actions. I mean, they planned this tour way back in April, and They knew it wasn't happening since at least the beginning of August, yet they didn't bother telling anybody. So part of me wonders that maybe they wanted to sell more tickets and they waited until the end of August and they didn't sell enough tickets. So they're like, all right, make the video public. We're not doing the tour. Or why else? I don't know. I just don't get the video going public so much later on, even though they knew that the tour wasn't happening. I got an interesting comment on my previous video, and before I go over this, I just want to say that I love conspiracy theories just as much as the next guy going down a YouTube rabbit hole. But this is completely not true. The comment stated that me, Benjay, and even Johnny are in on this sort of publicity stunt to propagate a bad guy image for Antwoord. I was able to get in touch with this commenter, and as of like 2 or 3 weeks ago, he used to be an administrator for Antwoord's biggest fan page, so this theory didn't come out of thin air. Furthermore, he explained that the theory came out of frustration and all the non-explanations from his favorite group, as well as this vague post from Kim. Now, if you guys remember, Kim Roberts, who goes by Kim Possible, is one of Antwoord's employees who is seen with Yolandi in the videos explaining the N-word to Yolandi's 11-year-old daughter.
They told me that they can't say nigger. And I was like, well, what are you gonna say?
Kim said, publicity stunts are sometimes great to get people talking about you. The bigger the scandal, the better. Like they say, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Kim posted this on August 24th, basically at the wake of the public tour cancellation. So she knew what was about to happen and she's just like, oh, bad publicity is still good publicity. Somebody else commented, I still don't like to see people talking bad about Antwoord though. I take that real personally. Then Kim replied, I feel you, Mikey. Me the same. But what if Ben is part of a bigger plan? So we will allow him for now. Winky face. So you see how the original commenter on my video came up with that theory that me, Benjay, and Johnny are in on some publicity stunt with Antwoord? Kim is absolutely clueless and trolling her employer's fans. This is another thing that leads me to believe that Antwoord were being completely disingenuous with their excuses of why they canceled the tour. And I mean, Kim was actually excited to go on the American tour, or at least to be on one of the festivals. Back in May, she wrote about how she hates Lil Wayne for no apparent reason, and she knew there was a big possibility of her bumping into Lil Wayne, and she would tell him a very derogatory phrase about his mom in Afrikaans, and maybe punch him in the face. This is her public Facebook. Watch your back, Lil Wayne. You may have noticed that Kim ends all of her posts with the phrase "Fola Noma." I was curious about what the meaning behind this phrase being used in every single one of her posts, so I asked some of my South African viewers about it, and apparently it's a Cape Color slang that is commonly used by gangsters, and the meaning can depend based on context. The phrase loosely translates to full number, and it's a way of asserting dominance or sort of saying like truth, you know? Kind of like if I were to say, and that's a fact, but that doesn't sound too gangster, does it? So they say, Fola Noma. Something else that I learned from speaking with the former administrator of the Facebook group was that Kim actually joined the group temporarily back in March, seemingly only to share Johnny's paid adult content, because she left right after that. One of the moderators removed the post because they don't accept just straight up links to Google Drives like that because they could have viruses, and they didn't at the time recognize who she was. And Kim assured the administrator that everything was okay because they then had a website sharing all of Johnny's content, which Ninja and Yolandi went on to share in their infamous YouTube videos.
My name is Yolandi Visser, and
This is not what I ordered on the fucking menu, but
since this episode is a sort of season finale, I want to give you guys a couple extra little updates and some final thoughts before I take my little Antwoord break. It's alright, don't be upset. We still have so much to go over, and I'm not intimidated. In the previous episode, I shared Dune's statement in which he asked Ninja to remove his face and his name from the Zef TV videos. After I posted the video, they actually removed his name from the titles. However, I did notice that they changed the thumbnail of the second episode from this to his face. The Sydney Morning Herald, a major Australian news publication, covered Johnny's story and also included several other people speaking up about Antwoord. One of the new people that spoke up is Jay Savage, who is a long-term manager for the group as well as the former head of Sony ATV Publishing in South Africa. He's known Ninja since 1995 and says that there are no relationships that end amicably. When a relationship ends, it ends with you being consigned to a scrap heap. The behavior is ferocious, it's unrepentant, and it's unremorseful. Someone can't just be told goodbye, they have to be buried in some way. He also went on to say that Ninja is not someone who is into sex, because to him, it's more of a power thing. It's not a connection, but more of a domination. Jay and Ninja's family had a tight-knit bond until the relationship ended abruptly in late 2016, when Ninja and Yolandi accused Savage of indecent conduct, accusations strongly refuted by Savage and his family. The newspaper also spoke to Benjay, who recalled an incident in 2012 during rehearsals in which Ninja and Yolandi were trying to come come up with dance moves for the song and Yolandi just wasn't getting it right and Ninja hit her really hard. Another woman the newspaper spoke to was an Italian-American singer, Jade Carroll. Jade claimed that Ninja kept grabbing her breast while she was trying to push him off, and she said, "Get off me, get off of me," and he was just grabbing her breasts. The news publication also contacted Ninja and he responded with, "I shouldn't even have to take the time to say this, but these claims by Johnny Sparks, Jade Carroll, and Ben J. Crossman are false." For the full article, check out the link in the description of this video down below, and I just want to say that I'm sure Ninja would say all the stories that have come my way are also false, but I want to show you guys that I am vetting everybody that has come forward to me privately, and I haven't exposed everything just yet. You know, I have to figure out a way to do it responsibly and the best of my ability, really. And maybe it doesn't belong on YouTube, maybe it belongs on a bigger platform, if possible, because a lot of the stuff I'm receiving is highly sensitive and really revealing. It's very insightful, not only of their character, but also, I can't say much because I'm not sure that I can or will include some of these stories in when I return with the series, because I honestly feel like this deserves a bigger platform, you know, maybe something that's bigger than me. The time has come to remind you guys to add a like to this video. When the series returns, it's gonna be with the Benja interview, with the full interview, and then there's just so much to uncover. I'm trying my best to keep it professional, you know, like when I do my videos, I try my best to keep it professional, but at the end of the day, I'm a YouTuber that just kind of like bumped into this story, and I gotta remind you guys that I didn't study journalism. This isn't my thing, you know. A lot of people have been calling me a journalist, but I gotta remind you, I'm just a YouTuber. It's kind of cute when people are like, Edwin is biased because I said my opinion and you don't like it? Like, it's so interesting when people kind of like try to attack me with that. It's like, chill. I never try to present myself as unbiased or whatever. I present a fact and then I present my opinion. If that's not clear to you, if you can't make that distinction, then that's on you, honey. That's all I wanted to say. But I'm super grateful for my supporters. It's pretty clear that most of my viewers can see that. I think that it usually aligns when people that don't agree, they kind of like, oh, Edwin's being biased. However, I will say that I do like criticism. I'm very open to criticism. That's why I do my live streams the day after I post a video to discuss the criticisms. My point is, I don't claim to be unbiased. However, I do the best of my ability to present you guys with all my research in the most fair way possible. Then I'll present my opinion, which sometimes you'll like and sometimes you won't. It's totally fine, you know, we don't have to agree on everything in life. Now that I got that off my chest, I want to talk about my next series, which is based on a YouTuber, Shannon Rose, who sued a different YouTuber, Amber Walter, for making videos defending herself against an accusation that Shannon Rose made against Amber. It's crazy. I didn't know that YouTubers would sue another YouTuber for making videos defending themselves. I was like, whoa, that's very interesting. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a very interesting interview.
Make things more peaceful.
Increase the peace.
September